Hi everyone. I trust your week has started off on a good note. Welcome to today's E-volve podcast edition. My name is Adewumi Oni. For those joining us for the first time, this podcast is designed to support and help youth and middle-aged adults from every part of the globe. And the intention is to guide in decision making, to guide in living a successful life. Last week, we looked at increasing spiritual capacity, and I want to believe that we've taken practical steps to see how you can increase your capacity from wherever you were and then moving on to another level. This week, we'll be looking at another topic that says, know your place and function at your place. Know your place and function at your place. What is your place in this context? Your place in this context is your role per time, your place of assignment per time, per season, the things you are expected to do per season, per time, per period. That is what we mean by know your place and function in your place. Let me start with this illustration. If you've been a celebrant in a birthday party or in some occasions, I'm sure you would, if you look back, you would agree with me that the success of that occasion or the failure of that occasion wasn't due to just your effort alone. There were people behind the scenes playing different roles. There are people who also probably shared the stage with you. If you were the celebrant, you were probably the one in the limelight that everybody was seeing. But behind the scene, there will be those cooking, there will be those arranging for venue, there will be those who did decoration, there will be different people playing different roles. There will even be sponsors. People probably supported you with material gifts or even with financial gifts. So there are different actors and different roles per time. You may have been the celebrant, the one in the limelight or in the stage or being celebrated at that particular time. There may also be other times where you were supporting other celebrants. So you will step back for those celebrants to be celebrated. It's the same thing in life. Life gives us or assigns us different roles per time. There will be time that will be at the center stage. We are the one who is enjoying the ovation. And there will be times in life where we are the one behind the scene, ensuring that that person on the center stage gets the loudest ovation. So it is important that we know our place and we then function rightly at our place. So that's by way of introduction. Quickly, there are different phases in life. There is a phase where we are learning. There's a phase where all you are doing is, it looks like you are behind the scene, learning how to do the work, learning how to become better at the work, providing and supporting those who are at the forefront, giving them all the necessary things to make sure they excel. If you work in an organization, you might be a back office staff. Back office staff are people that are regarded as people behind the scene, the operations team, those who keep the books, those who manage the risk of the organization and also, but the people that are regarded as front office are those who are how they're interfacing with the customers. And so sometimes we tend to become uncomfortable because somebody is enjoying all the accolades and you are doing the work behind the scene. No, that is one of the reasons why people get frustrated in life. Not knowing your place and struggling with others in their own place can lead to frustration. So it is important for you to know your role per time. There is a phase to learn. There's also a phase to serve. There's also a phase to be served. So you must understand the phase you are in at times so that you don't struggle in that phase. If you are supposed to be learning and you are struggling to serve, you would fail because you need to learn before you can serve. Learning precedes service. It is what you have learned that will guide how you serve. That's why you find people before they are taken in as full-time employee in organizations, they go through a period called internship so that they can learn how to carry out the task. You find out most of the greatest organizations of the world today, they always have a program where people come in through to learn first. They go around different departments to learn before they begin to serve in their role. So there is a phase of learning, there is a phase of serving, and there is a phase of being served. You cannot be served if you have not gone through those earlier two phases of learning and of serving. So know what your phase is, and the phases can change. The expectation is you move from each of these phases to another. But if it's sometimes you get to a different level where you go back to learn again, because at that level you need another level of knowledge or understanding for you to be able to serve, and before you even become the one to be served. So part-time, you must understand your role and stick to that your role. Now, it is not just knowing the role that is important. Yes, it's important, but it's also important that you function well on that role. Functioning well on that role means knowing the requirements. In the workplace, it's called the job descriptions. Job descriptions, the deliverables, the expectations that come with that role. You must know it. You must have the skills, the requisite skills to ensure you deliver on that role. So you must function also at your place. You must function in the role that you have been assigned per season or per phase. It is the absence. Remember, I said it is the absence. It is not knowing your place that leads to frustration in life. It is also not functioning at your place that leads to many failures in life. Because in the first place, you are even struggling with someone else's role, because you feel that this role, you are bigger than this role, and then you are looking at someone who is shining and you want to go. Your own role, you have neglected it, and then you would then be recorded as failure. If you work in an organization, you know there are things called KPIs, key performance indicators, that everyone signs to. Most organizations have KPIs that you will sign. So if I sign for KPI, for instance, as a risk person, I would not be measured or appraised with a KPI of an IT person. So why would you leave your role and then go to start struggling with someone who is in the IT space? But when appraisal time comes, you will be appraised based on your KPI. So stick with your role and then function effectively on your role. I wrote here, I said it is not knowing, it is that knowing of your role that will guide your decision and developmental steps. It is also not knowing your place that leads to frustration. Ignorance of your role may make you struggle for what is not yours. And then it will also cost you opportunities because you are blind, you are not focused on your role, so you are missing out all the opportunities in that role. Let's move forward to functioning at that role. Know what is expected of you in that role. Develop your capacity to deliver on that role also. So you learn more, you read, you go to people who have walked the same path and learn from them. Get their own experience, add it to yours, then you become a better person. Don't envy another person's role while neglecting yours. That's what leads to failure in most cases. Not functioning in your place will lead to failure. So I've spoken about knowing your place and then about functioning at your place. Now, in closing, be content with your role while improving yourself. It is important that that constant process of improvement is built into your life. Don't ever get to a stage in life where you feel that you have known it or you do not need to learn more. While I said that it is important to know your role and function at your place, it is also important to know that while functioning in your place, you must keep improving and outperforming your previous performance. That's the way you keep improving. Keep moving the goalpost for yourself. Keep raising the bar for yourself. Don't wait for anyone to raise the bar. Be self-motivated. Don't become too comfortable to the extent that you now start declining. People get to certain stages in their life, they feel that we've arrived, There's nothing else to learn. And the moment you get to that level where you feel that there's nothing else to get, then decline starts. Be sensitive also to know when you are being called for a higher role or a higher assignment. So my call for action or call to action this today is that do a self-appraisal of your life. Are you actually at your place? Are you functioning at your place? Do you actually know your place, and are you functioning well at your place? Take necessary corrections if you feel that you've gone off course. Don't forget that we are all on a journey, and we must keep evolving as we go on, and let's evolve together. Thank you. See you next week. Bye.